Hello, everybody. My name is Mahael Abdul-Qawi. I'm the founder and representative of the Accountability Party for Human Rights, a political vanguard organization comprised of individuals who have chosen a path of self-awareness and self-understanding to become something more for themselves, for their family and loved ones, and for their communities at large. For today's video, I would like to discuss a quote that I saw recently that I believe applies to what is currently going on with the way we in this modern Western society, the way we are using COVID as a way to hinder child development. The quote was, "You know there is a sickness when you are made an outcast, when you choose to not live in fear." And I thought that was really powerful, and I thought that was I thought I thought when I read that quote immediately how this perfectly sums up the current problem right now in our society. Fear is the agenda, fear is the motive, fear is the status quo. And if you don't abide by fear, you are seen as too radical, you're seen as you're doing too much, you're killing the vibe, we just want to be normal, we don't want to hear that, we don't want to focus on that, it's too negative, it's too this, it's everything needs protection, everything needs to be safe and soft and happy and good energy all the time. And we're living in this, and it's the fear of, and it's weird because it's not fear of actual threats, if anything, it's fear of reality. It's fear that there is corruption. It's fear that there is a sickness happening. It's fear that there is something that is a little tense. It's fear that you may have to step up to become something more in order to face these things. It's fear that you have to become courageous. It's fear to choose the hard way and be patient for once in life. It's fear to live a life of discipline. That's what the real fear is. And for those who are practicing that, and for those who apply a level of awareness with how they move, with this balance of how they perceive the world with terms of how that affects their local, within their personal life, these are the people who have to walk on eggshells because the world is gonna make them feel like they're a misfit or they're an outcast, or if you say things a certain way, because you're disrupting the fun, you're disrupting the pleasure, you're disrupting the dopamine environments that we are trying to establish and build around us. Like, to the point what I was saying earlier, how this connects to the way we're using COVID as a way, we are, through this pandemic, our response, not response, our reaction, not response. Response requires thought. Response requires comprehension, evaluating, formulating a proper dialogue. Our reaction has been juvenile, and it's unfortunate that it's the juveniles, it's the children who are being harmed by this the most, the ones who are going to become the future generations when this current generations of adults are at the age of senior citizenship, and we're looking to the kids that we are abusing mentally, physically, and emotionally with these restrictions, and we expect them to take care of us, but they can't because in some form of way they are screwed the fuck up because we keep choosing our fun and pleasure over the development of children. Maybe it's okay for them to go out and take a little bit more risk because they are capable of doing it. They will be fine. We don't need to pit them under these child prison rules of the schools eating outside and the cold in some states, or just being outside in general. If they want to be inside, you can't force them to be outside, the social distance, and what they can't play during recess, the most crucial time for a child's development to interact, to do something physical, or just even to interact with other children, or no, to just to have that time alone. If they're just little to themselves, maybe that's, like, these are things that we're missing out in. Bonding. The kids they have to see each other's face. That's like, it's children are very expressive. Children have so much happiness when they're happy, so much sadness when they're sad, and this is how they understand extreme emotions. They understand that there is a spectrum with expressions and emotions and all, because when they're young, this is how they communicate with each other. It's very similar to like how dogs in dog park are very expressive to one another. Kids are very the same way, and that's how when we get older, we know that there is a spectrum of like extreme feeling, and we're single-handedly destroying that. And it's actually really sad. It's really sad when the adults of a society are choosing their own pleasure and fun over the children. It takes a tribe to raise a kid. The tribe should be the United States of America, regardless of what state, what city, what ethnic group, your sexuality, your religious belief, your political belief. We should all agree that investing in the children across the nation is important. It's crucial for any society. And for us to choose our fun. And I'm not saying we can't have fun, but what happened to priorities? Inshallah. Just inshallah.